Note about something that has been paramount in my mind and heart over the last 16 months and, quite frankly, the last 11 years. The National MS Society is a collective of passionate individuals who want to do something about MS now, to move together towards a world free of multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is comprised of unpredictable and often disabling flare ups of the central nervous system. Such flare ups disrupt the flow of information within the brain and between the brain and the body. The National MS Society is the largest private funder of MS researchers in the world, investing more than $1 billion to date. MS stops people from moving, but the National MS Society exists to make sure that MS doesn't. To contact the National MS Society, please call 1-800-344-4867. Once again, 1-800-344-4867. Or go to their website at nationalmssociety.org. Also, as I did last year, I will be taking part in the Walk MS 2022 in Media, Pennsylvania on April 23rd. We are raising money for this and the National MS Society through a Venture to a Cure's fundraising page at rebrand.ly/a venture to a cure. Once again, rebrand.ly/a venture to a cure. Thank you for all of you who have donated money to this amazing organization or have even gone to the National MS Society to learn more about demyelination and multiple sclerosis. It touches me and over the 1 million people in this country who have multiple sclerosis in so many ways. And we appreciate all of you. And on that,
it's time to talk.
On this beautiful spring day, on this incredible April Friday, the only thing I can think of is to have a conversation about anything and everything with Matt Haas, Paul Burke, and all of you, because this is the Venture Forward VF Talks. Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you may be, and welcome to VF Talks. I got this cantankerous Triceratops behind me, who decided to be back on camera, but he's behind me, and he's saying, really? Oh, we're gonna have to talk after this. I swear to God. Hope you're having a lovely Friday on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, as well as the rebrand.ly/adventure2acure. We're simulcasting over there as well. Let's see who wins the door prize this evening, and that belongs to Sammy Superstar. Oh my God, that's huge. How the heck did that happen? Okay. Well, there you go, Sammy. Now I'm going to make that a little bit better for this one. Oh, the gremlins have popped up again. Okay. Sammy, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Marilyn says, hi, everyone, with one wave and one purple heart, and I give you one wave and one blue heart right back at you. Sammy says it right. It is time to talk. I agree wholeheartedly. My mom on 2 accounts. I will pick the Facebook account. She asks, John, how are you feeling? I am still a bit groggy, but I am here. I am doing well. And I'm glad to see you tonight, Mom, on both Facebook and YouTube, apparently. Hope you're doing well. We have Rich Vibes, who says, hey, JV, hope you are feeling well. Yeah, I'm getting there. It's still a bit groggy, but, little by little, right? We have Saren on YouTube, who says, hi. Hi, Saren. How are you? Hope you're doing well. We have Einar over on YouTube, who reminds us it is 1:35 over by him. So good morning. Hope you're having a really good early morning at 1:35. And then we have, it's funny. We have this awesome fun things. When you say awesome fun things, I have only one thought about that. That would be Matt Haas.
Hi, John.
Matt Haas, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, everyone. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing fabulous, and I'm glad you're on the mend, good sir.
I'm on the mend. Truth be told, still a little groggy, but doing well.
Shake it off.
We got Des who says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Des, over in Australia.
Yeah, baby.
So just a bit of a couple things. Just want to start off right out the gate and thank you once again, Matt, for filling in for me last night on Adventure. You did a phenomenal job last night.
Oh, thank you much. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm glad I was able to deliver for you.
It was a really good presentation. I think there's a lot of good lessons in there in the sense that we need to get out of our own head, and you nailed it perfectly. That 10-step process, as you would say, chef's kiss. Absolutely.
Hey, there we go. Awesome.
My mom's saying hi to you. So.
Hello, Mrs. Ventrini.
And then your cousin, Rich Haas, says, hi, JV. Hope you're well, too.
Yeah. Rich Haas needs better Photoshop skills, but.
Agreed. Is it something that Canva could fix for him?
Who knows?
Asking for a friend.
There's an effect where you can feather the selection instead of just anyway. I kid.
Yeah. I was inspired. So the sort of thought I had after last night's program was inspiration.
From my presentation?
Yes.
Hey, I'll take that as a win.
Because I think there are things in the presentation you gave last night in very clear language, and thank you for cleaning it up from an audible perspective. I appreciate that muchly.
Well, that was the way I wanted to do it. I didn't do that because I wanted to do something, for the Venture Forward. That's just how I wanted to roll. So, yeah, but I'm glad that worked for you.
It was perfect. I think more times than not, I get stuck in my own head. And if there was anything that was evident in the presentation last night, the fact that getting stuck in your head is just a major waste of time. And you have to start addressing why you're getting stuck in your head. Why are you doing this?
Yeah,
So,
I certainly, I think, shed light on some trouble spots. I did not give a lot of methods to get out of those trouble spots, but I think by highlighting those trouble spots, I'm hoping it made a lot of people think about what's going on in their lives and how to perhaps make them better. And yeah, I was it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And I'm not a big slide deck person, but I think the way I presented the material, I hope was engaging and entertaining. I followed some best practices from some very smart people that know how to deliver slide decks, and I was really happy visually with what was
Des says good old stinking thinking, and how stinking thinking is the enemy of us creatives and us, though, even in business. Stinking thinking is the worst.
there. Oh, one more comment, if I could.
Sure. Which one?
I was
Rich?
no. One more comment
Oh,
from
sure.
me. Just a thought I want to throw out there
Absolutely.
is, with the presentation I had yesterday, I hope the underlying concept resonated where you have to take action. Yeah, I'm big on taking action to better yourself. So it's less about having things being acted upon you and you taking action outward.
Yeah.
And I think is something that can get glossed over or not have enough time spent on that particular point. And anyway, that was important to me as well. So that's what I have to say about that.
Jamie says, "Hey everyone, JV, how you feeling? Matt, good job with the video. Almost done with it. Sorry I missed it live."
Hey, no, I'm glad you're catching it.
Jamie, I'm glad you're here, and I'm feeling a bit groggy, but I'm back at it, and it's good to be doing this with all of you and with a very dear friend in that of Matt. So just very blessed for all of you, for sure. Einar says, "Well done yesterday, Matt. Some dilemmas is hard to get out of, so to get back on track," and with a smiley face at the end of it. And a thumbs. I forgot his thumbs up in the middle of that comment too. There's a thumbs up. So
Thumbs up, baby. Come on.
the
Drop a
second,
thumbs up on this video, people. That's something free you can do to help the venture forward.
like, comment, subscribe, buy me a coffee if you would like. Matt's channel, my channel are, we get, we don't get paid for this. We do this based on our time and whatnot, and it's made by the support of all of you, and we appreciate all of you graciously and from the bottom of our hearts. Rich Haas says Matt was a good show yesterday, so there you go.
Come on.
The second area of inspiration, and this is what made me really think, is that the guest hosting thing might be a thing this summer. It was really great to one, have someone run with this and do an incredible job. But secondly, there are a lot of talented people that watch this show that may want to kick the tires on something, may want an opportunity that's not on their channel to talk about something that's on their mind, or they want to talk about something that has something to do with recovery or self-help or the human mindset or the mind-body experience even. I'm making the request right now, but if you're interested in guest hosting an episode this summer, let me know, because I will be opening up one of the regular time slots, I think the Thursday night show, to guest host this summer. So let me know. I would love to have you. Follow Matt's lead. He did phenomenally. And Matt, if you would like to do another topic, the door is always open for you, my friend.
Excellent. Good to know. And I'm glad you're trying new stuff, and that's great. You heard it here first, folks. This is breaking news from the Venture Forward. If you or someone maybe you don't want to do it, but maybe you have another YouTuber friend that this might be good for, say something.
And I will also say that some of you that have wondered, hey, can I do this? And you want to try it for the first time, I will handhold you. I will walk you through the process. You don't, think of this as a pilot episode for whatever you want to do. We'll walk through what you want to do, what you want to produce, and let this be a pilot ground for you. You can do an episode over here.
Think of it as or maybe you shouldn't think of it as a TEDx or a TED Talk.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to go for.
If you can do 30 minutes, that's all we need. We would love it. And the comments that come in here, it got a really great community, and will probably be sitting in the background putting comments up and whatnot. We'll talk about Comic Cadence. One follow up sort of corollary thought to this. I actually did ask this question today to Luria on LSP towards the end of the show. I said, hey, what would be the way you would ask people to be a guest host on your show? And she laid it right out, and she made it very clear. The person should know something about live streaming, and you should have a relationship or some sort of professional relationship with the person. Good advice, and I am definitely taking that up. But nevertheless, if you're interested in taking a guest show or a guest slot this summer, doing an episode, let me know for sure. We got Laura over on YouTube who says, hey friends, with a revolving heart. It's good to see you tonight, Laura. How you doing?
See, I really like that you're trying something new, and I am also trying something new. I am trying to get things set up for interviews, as with the continuing saga of my second streaming studio build. But still, that's not something I have done a lot of. I love being interviewed. I think I love that the most. I'm not quite sure how I will love or not love being the host of an interview show. I think I will like it, but it's something new. You got to try stuff new, folks, and it's kind of cool that that's happening here, and it's happening there.
Yeah, it's happening in both places, there and here. So there you go. I will also say that the back and forth you have with Sandy on the 5:45 show on Friday nights, you do have a really good connection. You really do have a great interplay there, and I could see that being an interview program as well, to on a particular special guest or whatnot, if you ever wanted to do a interview sort of program off of that.
I think I've kind of identified what makes it work with Sandy and I, or any two people, is we're both fast talkers, and no, I'm serious. And we go, and we are both jumping in on each other. And I think that type of cadence, which is hard to pull off. I mean, not everyone is a fast thinker talker, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we're kind of the same level of crazy, her and I. So that's not something you kind of build up or fix, or I mean, it's got to be there. Like it's got to be there already. And so
when that's part of it.
Yeah, because there was a tech podcast I used to love, and the main hosts were both that way. They're fast talkers, and they would go, and everything they said was gold, but it was fast, and they both jumped in on each other. And then the one stepped down, and someone else came in that was it just wrecked the whole vibe. I'm just like, yeah, I've been a fan of and a consumer of interview type things or multiple host type content for a long time. Back when it was just video podcasts, when YouTube was still cat videos, I was all over. No, seriously, all over those. Revision 3 was a distributor of video podcasts, and there was a lot of that stuff, a lot of those shows on that podcast network, lack of a better term. They were, but yeah, I think that makes a good combination. I think we have
those that had money that spent 5 digits live streaming equipment back, 10 years ago, and had those sort of premises to do this sort of thing. They had to make the investment, but they also realized they needed, partners that knew how to do the show with them.
I toured Leo Laporte's Twit studio,
Mm.
and I have the photo that I took with me sitting on his lap. Yes, I was sitting on Leo Laporte's lap, and Leo was sitting on his bouncy ball because he doesn't have a chair. He has one of those exercise balls, and his equipment was all around. And of course, I remember from being there, and it was the X keys, because the Stream Deck didn't exist back then, so he had X keys. He had a big analog mixer, like a 16 XLR mixer, and he used what's that equipment? I forget what it's called. There's some sort of video switcher hardware.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called. It's multiple thousands of dollars, and he had that going, and everything else were Sony cameras and just lights and stuff like that. And I could even see back then that this was achievable at a consumer level.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple thousands, but not hundreds of thousands. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the other sort of use case example that I could think of, as far as, basically being a disruptor of sorts, could we throw that term out? Sure, why not? Is a weatherman who used to do weather locally in Connecticut, and he now lives in California, but does weather for 4 or 5 different markets because he does the weather mobile out of his house. He set up a giant studio with green screen and all the forecasting equipment. He's been doing this 4 or 5 years now, so like he's spent some money on this. But you think about what he was doing it well before, the pandemic. He was doing it well before that, and it was amazing how he is able to go to these different markets and do their forecasts and their weather with really good video production, really good broadcast quality. And that just goes to show you that it is possible. I'll throw his name out there. It's Jeff Fox. He's a really great guy, a technological geek like the two of us, but he's turned the career into something of his own.
Yeah. And speaking along those lines, one of the things that resonated with me was Leo Laporte's whole enterprise. It's 100% owned by him. He's not on YouTube as a platform. People don't own YouTube. YouTube owns YouTube. It's all podcasts. Even the chat, he uses open source IRC chats. Like he doesn't use Discord or some other people's platforms. It's 100% controlled and owned by him.
Speaking of co-hosts, oh my God, that's a wrong one. Hang on.
Oh, I look so good there.
Oh, you look fantastic, but your name's not Rob. Your name is not Rob.
It's not. That's no, that's inaccurate. I was going to be named Hans, but I did not.
I'll call you Hans. That's good. Call you Hans.
There you go. Great.
There you go. Perfect. You're Hans.
Hey, guys.
How are things on the West Coast, Paul?
Good. Doing good. It's been rainy. It's been very nice. Very nice.
Excellent.
That's
It
nice.
doesn't rain very much over there, does it?
Not recently. It is not. How are things on the East Coast?
Cool and clear.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a lovely day. It was 65, 70 degrees over here. It was fantastic.
Grass is growing.
Nice.
And Rich Vibes is calling you Mr. Silk.
Oh, yes. I once joked to him that they call me Chubby Silk on the radio, but that's not true. But I like that he's kept calling me Mr. Silk. Hey, Rich. Hey, Einar. What's going on, guys?
Man.
Do both of you want to see something scary?
Oh. Well.
Let me show
Scary,
you.
or is it going to turn me on? What are we looking at? What is?
Could be both.
Oh.
Look at this monstrosity. This is a very rusty drywall saw. this is tetanus written all over it. This is just the drywall dust, but believe me, it is rusty the whole way up. I used this today. To very carefully close it. If I cut myself, I'm going to the emergency room. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
You weren't using that to go craft a trombone, were you? Anyhow, moving right along. Okay.
Is that a reference to a movie or something? I don't know what that means.
Oh, sure you don't. Anyhow, moving along.
I'm looking that up online right now. Craft a trombone.
Oh boy. Okay.
Very careful using that.
Very
thing,
carefully,
really.
yeah. NSFW for sure. Okay. As long as it works. As long as it works.
It did. It worked great. I got it on video because I'm like I cut myself.
Of course you do.
This is going on video, and I'll at least catch some watch time for it. But I did not cut myself, so I'm happy about that.
So, craft a trombone brings up how do you make a trombone, which has a link to an old man who looks like he's sawed some PVC pipe and made a trombone. So that's what YouTube thinks.
Now, was the metal used? Would you consider it rusty?
Okay, got it. I get you now.
Good. And I'm the groggy one. All right, moving right along.
I just had an infusion of comedy.
There you go. There you go. There's perfect. Perfect.
What's up, Jamie? What's going on, Marilyn? Lovely to see you guys.
All the
Sorry,
peeps
so
are here.
I interrupted. I interrupted your guys' conversation. What were you guys talking about? I'm late.
Oh,
Trombones.
I think it falls in the category of anything and everything.
Anything and everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think, disruptors of things that used to be done in a studio and how people turn it into incredible arts out of their own house or their own places. I mentioned Jeff Fox, weatherman out of Connecticut, who now does weather for 4 or 5 different markets out of his house in California. Just a really good use case there, and also others that you may know.
I love disruptors. I love going back through history and seeing what has been disrupted. Because the buggy whip manufacturers were really mad about the combustion engine. And candlestick makers, when the incandescent light bulb came out, they were just livid.
The makers of mobile squares hated the wheel.
Mobile squares.
Yeah. Hated it. They're like, oh, what is this garbage?
Hey, did you know the piano making industry lost 95% of its revenue after AM radio was a thing? Because people didn't need pianos for music entertainment. They could just turn on the AM radio.
It was a Celta de Vitrola.
Erotica stores. Like the internet destroyed them.
Oh,
I mean, they
yeah.
really blew up that market.
The back of your favorite video store.
Yeah.
Special section with the curtain. You go back there. It's fantastic.
The bead industry. Think about that. The bead industry took what a beating it took when everybody went online. It just what a beating it took.
A great beating.
When everybody moved online, and they didn't have to have like beaded little, places to walk in the back anymore.
Rich says they were incandescent.
Incandescent light bulbs, yeah. It's just, things change, and you can't fight the change, people. Go with the flow.
Move with time. Move with the progress. Understand the environment. Understand your competition. And, you don't have to go by way of the VHS or the Betamax, do you?
Yeah.
Jamie says, don't get me started about VHS.
Oh, the movie industry was flipping so mad about VHS. They were lobbying to get the whole format taken on because they thought people would copy movies, and then they started putting their commercial movies out on VHS, and they made 10 times as much money as they thought they would. Then they're like, okay, then they withdrew the whole effort. Yeah, that was nuts.
People hate change.
Yeah, Jamie starts singing "Turn and Face the Strange Changes."
Changes.
Mhm.
About it. And hey, broadcast television, like we're YouTubers. We can go direct to our audience. Changes, baby. Like if you're in traditional media, I love you as a creative person, but come on.
Have to figure out how to beam my program to Telstar and SpaceNet.
If you're in traditional media, you are jealous of us in this show. You wish
This show.
you could hit go live at any time.
This show.
You can't. You can't. Take that.
As Pittsburgh Artist Studio says, change is difficult.
That's true.
I can do. No one. Hey, I never said it was easy. I'm just like, if you resist it, you resist at your own peril.
Oh, so speaking of change, so something really interesting happened last night. So what I learned, so I'll end with my thesis statement. Or wait, yeah, I'll end with a thesis.
Would you like solo on this? You want solo on? Let me get
No. I like a three-way.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I like a good three-way with two other guys. Let's do it.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
So
Don't cross.
So
all instruments that are rusty. Yeah, go ahead.
So what I learned was that, well, not what I learned, but it was a nice reminder that the way I perceive the world is not the way the world is. And that is just my perception. Because we were doing an improv exercise and I was getting really frustrated because one woman was like literally giving signals to her scene partner on like what they were going to do together. So rather than like discover the story, she would literally hold up a number 2 and say like, hey, we're going to go with the second option. Anyways, it wasn't part of the exercise. And I thought they were trying to like cheat the system. What it turns out is one of the participants was on the spectrum. And I asked later, I said, oh, is eye contact get difficult for you? And she said, it is the hardest thing for me. And I was like, this all makes perfect sense now. You were so focused on like doing the scene correctly that you were trying to signal to your partner versus looking your partner in the eye. And it was just interesting how I interpreted it versus the reality of the situation. So anyways, it kind of ties into change, I think, a little bit. It was a very interesting moment where it's like that domino of truth like knocked over all the other dominoes. And I was like, that's the reality.
It's adaptation, basically.
Yeah. It was very interesting.
Jamie says, nothing is as it seems.
It's true. It's true.
True causality is rarely found in this world. There's a lot of anecdotal. Like, you thought it was the way it was, but it turned out that it wasn't. And that is a very interesting thing to discover in this world. A lot of those Freakonomics economists, the whole thrust of their product is actually discovering the true root cause of things going on in society. It's amazing.
We had a term for that when I was working for Sikorsky back 20 years ago, and we learned repetitive root cause analysis, RRCA, and just what we call the 5 whys. Trying to get down to the basic construct of what's going on by answering why, and then answering why to that, and why to that. And it's sort of like the annoying 5-year-old example. Well, you know how a 5-year-old say, well, why? Well, why is it raining? Well, why? Why is water coming from the sky? Why? Why is it cloudy? Why?
Yeah, no, I find that fascinating, how you can look at data and remove all of the hypothesis until you boil it down to what actually is caused. And usually it's something you wouldn't even think of.
Jamie says correlation does not equal causation, dudes. Dudes.
Like an example would be like, not from Freakonomics, but just the number of books in the household determine how intelligent the child is at learning at grade school. And well, yeah, but you just can't throw books on the shelf and have people match. Like, it was more behind it. Like what it is actually was the parent involvement and several other factors. But the correlation was, oh, we just give parents more books and kids are going to get smart. You got to take it a step. That was an easy example. What they do on Freakonomics is much complex societal issues, but that was just kind of throwing that out there to get the flavor of it going. But you get it, I think.
I think I get it. Paul, do you get it?
I get it. I used to like Freakonomics a lot. I haven't listened to them probably for the last year and a half. I feel like they really fell off.
Yeah, it got kind of weird, and I think they're kind of political too, which has never really resonated with me.
Yes, Matt. I wasn't gonna say that, but 100% you're right. Like I feel like I didn't know. I didn't want to like take it to some weird place, but I was like 100% I agree. It got too political, and I'm like, I don't know why you guys are getting in this quagmire. I'd rather just kind of get back to the whole like,
Kidding.
well, isn't this interesting things, not like political. Yeah, I agree. I have preached it all the time. I love revisionist history. That show just makes me giddy every time there's a new episode of that show.
You know what I miss? I miss Drunk History.
Oh, that was good. You know who misses Drunk History is improvisers. There are tons of improvisers in Drunk History. Like that paid the bills for a lot of improv people in LA.
My favorite celebrity or favorite person who would do one of those Drunk History stories one a season would be Paget Brewster. I think she does an incredible job with that show, and she's done funny roles, she's done serious roles, but she when she had an episode of Drunk History, she'd do a story on one of those episodes, nailed it every single time.
Yeah, that was fun. If you guys want irreverent comedy, like just kind of like just bonkers silly, Pistol Shrimps Radio, I don't know if I've mentioned it here before. So fun. I think I might have mentioned it to you, JV.
Yeah, you have. That's why I'm smiling.
Yeah, very fun. It's very fun. I love that one too. So
I'll look it up. That's my kind of comedy.
It's so
totally
silly.
off the wall.
The other thing is, and maybe I'm late to the show on this one, but there is a live stream or a podcast for It's Always Sunny. And they've done a few episodes now. It's the three of them sitting at a table just recounting episodes, but also just talking. They're doing trivia. They're taking live calls. They're doing, oh my God, I'm addicted to that.
They don't get tired of each other.
No.
They love hanging out with each other. Like from the set to the podcast
three actors
studio.
Are on?
Charlie Day.
Rob, what's his last name? Rob Frick.
Dennis? Just do the stage name.
Dennis, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Harley, Dennis, and who?
The other guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Mac.
Mac,
yes.
Right. Charlie, Dennis, and Mac, right. Dayman, Fire the Nightman. Champion of the Sun. Champion of karate.
A guy I graduated college with was on the set of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he had photos he was passing around of all the cast and him. He was his creative ventures took him into Hollywood. Mine was graphic design. Anyway,
Rob Frick is definitely not right, JV. I totally agree with you, Austin.
What's going on, Austin?
Did you get out of Indiana yet, Austin? Let us know. Let us know in the comments.
did he get out of the prison bunk bed?
Did you shank him? Let us know.
Hide those shanks.
Well, you got that rust. No, never mind.
No, this would not go well on the prison
right.
block.
You know, from the tetanus aisle at at Home Depot. Ay. Austin is still trapped in the confines of this bunk jail.
Serve your time, Austin.
Yeah. You can't do the time. Don't do the crime.
That crime was being born.
Oh.
No, not that. Listen, I'm not saying that's a crime. I'm just saying because you're living at home, where else are you going to live? You were born into that. I'm not saying you being born was a crime,
Austin.
That
We love you.
Not a crime. A great thing.
We absolutely
not
love
a
you.
crime.
This world would be a much lonelier place without you, Austin. I really
I-
appreciate you.
I deeply admire people who can think first and then speak, because I very often speak and then realize, wait a second, that combination of words is problematic. Let's get back in there and solve it.
They took
So-
his streaming privileges away. He can't hop on. Huh? What?
That's the problem with not being an adult. Like, you don't have agency over.
And Jamie's reminding us that, Paul, you can't talk your way out of that one. And Jamie's absolutely right.
I'm gonna try my best, Jamie.
Yeah.
Who took your streaming privileges away? Like, they can never take away your thumbs, Austin, so you can type all day.
Or your freedom.
Yeah, that classic phrase, they can never
Right.
take away my thumbs or freedom.
Yeah, might as well go.
They did it. The man took it away.
He's reminding us, that's a knife, Matt. Just thinking about Crocodile Dundee.
Oh yeah.
Des, you want to give us your impression from Australia? Are you still here?
I'm limiting the amount of times I pick this up because I know.
Oh,
I'm
please.
gonna
Okay,
get
I see.
myself with
Well,
it.
and then that's people exhibit A. Right? You don't want that. Austin's saying the warden isn't too happy with him, and the guards obviously. Which, I mean, I've seen a lot of movies on Skinamax that work out that way, so take that for what you will.
Yeah, those plots I
Mhm.
watched.
Yeah.
I know how I'm gonna act when I go to prison.
Absolutely.
I know how I'm gonna. Yeah, I know how I'm gonna make friends.
That's right.
Mhm.
Viewer discretion is advised. Austin says, these are all jokes, by the way. I could hop on, but I'm just watching tonight. I think you're full of mini manure. I think you can't hop on. That's what I say.
You know, if he wants to, he can. If he doesn't want
Well,
to,
I mean, hey, the guards have to allow him on. And we know how it is at Rikers. So I'm just saying, good luck. Good luck, Austin. Good luck and Godspeed. Good luck and Godspeed, especially with your 14.4K internet connection.
What are the rules with Good Friday? Is Good Friday you can't stream? That's one of them.
Can't stream on Good Friday.
Classic rule.
Can't eat meat. You
Can't eat
must-
meat, can't stream.
You can't vacuum before noon.
Yes,
you have to wait an
Yeah.
hour after eating before going swimming.
That's right.
because Jesus classically loved to sleep in, and vacuums would wake him up, and he was like, "Oh, one day."
Rich says, part of Good Friday, you have to keep your pockets inside the trousers. That's part of Good Friday. Very good point, Rich.
You have to mingle with the downtrodden and prostitutes. Like
That's right.
Jesus did.
Yeah, because they, for
Oh
outreach.
well, I've already,
yeah.
yeah, mission accomplished there. I've already
right.
done that.
Have you been down Hannah today? Oh, never mind. That sounds
What? What?
Savannah on Hannah.
Savannah Hannah. But the way I said it, wow, that just sounded really wrong.
Yeah.
Can't walk your way out of this one.
No,
Can't
no,
walk your way
and
out of
I'm
this
not
one,
going
Jamie.
to, nor do I want to.
Talk your way. Boy. Can't believe I'm streaming such
And Rich
filth.
says, in prison,
we should
and
plan-
Jamie's cracking up.
We should plan a large group outing to Savannah's.
Savannah's on Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Savannah's on Hannah's?
Oh,
Gentlemen's clubs.
that's fantastic.
Oh, it's a strip club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, never heard of it.
Well, it's
Yeah,
in
it's
Harrisburg. You
Harrisburg,
probably would.
Pennsylvania. But yeah, whatever.
This segment sponsored by Savannah's on Hannah.
You see the billboards when you drive by on the South Street Bridge. It's like, oh, it's sports night or it's hot tub night.
Oh, it's sports night, all right. It's sports night every night over there. Austin
Yeah,
says Rule 38 under Section B states that you cannot jump over a stack of turtles while being chased by an alligator on Good Friday.
Thank you, Austin. I knew there was one I was forgetting. I appreciate it. Good to know.
Otherwise, I'd be penalized with a 15-yard penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everyone see the meme I posted on my Facebook profile wall a couple weeks ago. It was people standing on the backs of crocodiles, and the crocodiles were on leashes, and they were kind of swimming in low water. And the caption was, this is how people in Florida get around.
Right.
They stand on the backs of crocodiles, and
It's
they,
a Florida
swim
Uber.
to where they want to
Yeah.
go.
It's a Florida Uber.
I think I said, my friends in Florida, please confirm this is true. I was like, be honest, it's true, isn't it?
Breaking news: Jamie and Rich Vibes the same person. Filming at 11.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you're getting 2 views out of it. That's great.
That's technological marvel, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed a striking similarity
Like
when I look
spot
at
on.
photos. I'm like, they're so similar.
Yeah.
So similar.
Oh,
Savannah, Montana. Is that
Savannah,
like Hannah,
Montana?
Maybe Savannah's will have a Hannah Montana night.
oh God. Let's
Dear God.
okay. All right.
Dear God.
Yeah, that's right.
You're
Her
like,
voice
that could be problematic.
Her voice is jacked up. I mean, she did a lot of partying.
You mean
She's
who
got
she
a
is
very
now?
raspy voice now.
Jerry
Miley
Brown
Cyrus?
joining us. Polly wants
Yeah,
a
Miley
crafter.
Cyrus,
I
yeah.
always forget to check you guys out.
Oh, Jerry Brown's here, baby.
Polly
Yeah, we're
wants
here.
the crafter. It's a good
Mhm.
name.
See you, Jerry.
It's a great name.
It's a fantastic name. So, Paul, I kind of hinted at it during LSP today, but I'll ask you while you're on this live stream. Do you want to do a guest hosting spot this summer?
You ever like think you're making one face and then you look at the monitor and you're like, oh shit, my face does not look as good as I thought it did. Because that's exactly what was happening.
You look
right there.
fantastic, Paul.
Well, thank you. I'm not fishing for compliments, but I thought I was really hitting a pose, and then I looked, and the camera's like, "No, sir, you are not." Yes, I would love to. Long story short, I think that'd be super fun. Although I will say, I don't think I'm going to do quite as much prep as Matt did.
You don't have
which
to.
was very impressive. Impressive.
I'm glad you caught it.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to make quite as many PowerPoint graphics. But
Rich says that's when she dances on your wrecking balls. Yeah.
Rich vibes.
Host of Sunday Night Vibes on Mixcloud Sunday afternoons at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
Sunday Night Live.
Rich, I have a question. Rich, I'm curious. Why do you do it on Sunday
No,
night?
I wish I had this on. I gotta get rid of this comment. Someone's spamming over me over there.
That's weird. It didn't even pop up for me.
I see.
Wow, that's a big.
I think it's auto hidden.
Yeah, it's
I
auto-hidden.
I didn't see it in the live chat.
Yeah. Son of a bee sting. Yeah, you know what? If you're that gullible to click on it, then it's whatever. Okay. Moving right along. Jamie asks a very good question to Mr. Vibes. Says, "Are you streaming? Are you streaming this Sunday on Easter, Mr. Vibes?"
Oh yeah, good point. Is it only going to be hymns? Is it going to be like remixed hymns?
Iron
With
says,
some
"I have a
sick
sign."
ass beats.
Iron says, "I have a sign on my mirror that says sorry about the bad picture quality." And Rich streams every Sunday, holidays included. So
Nice.
Sunday night Live with Rich Vibes, 2 p.m. Eastern.
No time off for the vibes.
No time off for the vibes.
I like how the
No
acronym
time.
for a show is SNL,
Yeah.
like Saturday Night Live, but it's not. It's Sunday Night.
And Austin says, "Because YouTube hates me, I'll say it here." Well, go ahead, Austin. Say whatever you want to say.
Why does YouTube hate him? Do we know the backstory?
They're
jealous of him.
I think it's crypto. Could be crypto.
Oh, so Austin said they added a new animation to the like button. Is that for Easter or what? I don't know.
Oh, this comment. There you go.
Yeah, if you hit the like button, it does a little sparkly stars shoot out of it and changes color for a second. It's kind of cool.
Jamie, who says, this cool cat has Sunday off. Jamie, there you go.
Nice.
Sunday off, baby. What kind of trouble are you going to get into, Jamie?
Jamie says YouTube doesn't like Austin because he's hogging all the corn.
Yeah, Austin. What's the deal? Send some kernels our way, won't you?
That's right. You get your buddy Orville Redenbacher and get us some corn, damn it.
So Rich asked earlier, is there a reason I ask? So I was just curious. Why Sunday night. That's it. I was just curious why Sunday night because, yeah, I was just curious.
I have a guess while we're waiting for his answer. I think he books gigs on days that aren't Sunday, so it probably may have just been convenient for him. But we'll let him
Makes
answer,
sense.
of course. We'll let him
Makes a lot of sense.
Austin says you type your birthday month into Google, and then after Florida Man, and the first result says Spirit Floridian. And Jamie says, on Sunday, I'm going to make myself a steak and do jack crap. Haha. What's everyone else's plans?
It's good plans.
I'm going to be running cables from my second studio.
Easter cables.
Well, maybe.
Right next to the eggs.
And yeah, you're going to hide them. You're going to hide them right next to the eggs. You're going to hide those cables.
The cables are hidden in between the walls. They'll never be found.
That's right. Because Jamie reminds us, Rich Vibes does what Rich Vibes does because Rich Vibes is Rich Vibes.
He does what he wants.
That's right.
See, nightclub work. I knew it.
Yep.
Nice.
10 points for Matt and a chance to pick again.
See, people who do that type of work, they can stay up really late. Like their sleep schedules are different, and it's impressive that he can be conscious at 2 a.m.
So if you find hard-boiled eggs at Walmart up in the main area, it's Jamie's fault.
Nice work, Jamie. I like it. Are you going to decorate them? Are you going to color them and hide them around?
What do you think the popular Easter egg decorating visage is this year? What do you think the number one pattern's going to be for this Easter?
You know what I'll tell you that I think they should start making, and maybe they do. Maybe somebody on Etsy offers this, but a way to write offensive words, like go F yourself, to spray paint it onto a Easter egg. I've never seen that, but that just popped in my head. Some sort of way to get those messages onto an Easter egg.
She's got to color them in a not suitable for work manner.
Nice. Just
fantastic.
I would like to see plaid Easter eggs.
But plaid in the most not suitable for work way.
Mm-hmm. And I want camouflage, but not the green camouflage pattern. I want the suburban one that's mostly grays and dark grays.
Right. That you would find in a Chevy Tahoe or something driven by a soccer mom.
You want somebody to sit on that Easter egg, Matt, and be like, I didn't even see it was here, and now I'm covered with yolk.
Rich says, happy effing Easter, you filthy animal. And Jerry says, I think mini bottles of booze and plastic eggs, maybe.
Jerry, now we're talking.
Yeah, boom. Boom.
What does Frank say on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Please celebrate by having this whole perfect egg. he gives eggs because he finds them in the trash and he just loves it when they don't have any cracks.
Well, the thing is, he used to eat all the eggs. Frank would eat eggs and keep on eating eggs. That was DeVito talked about this at one point. There was a point where he was eating all these eggs and he felt major gastrointestinal problems from it. Yeah. Nice, salty, fast wafers. Buy it in bulk. Could probably pick them up at Costco. And then, of course, Austin says, next streaming from Wisconsin. You give him an acronym and start working at potential meanings of the acronym. Austin's working his magic. That and Wordle.
Okay. $1 million idea out there if anyone wants to take it. Like, create some Easter eggs with offensive words on them and sell them on Etsy, because I'm not seeing anything over here on Etsy. So, you guys, we're sitting on gold.
And then, of course, color them in a not suitable for work manner. Because Jamie is on the precipice of brilliance. Always.
Just, I got some ideas.
I got a few ideas over here, but it's going to cost you money.
Oh, interesting. Somebody on Etsy has used. So, Jamie, this might serve you in your designing purpose. I'll be vague enough for inappropriate for this channel. Somebody has used a carrot and 2 eggs in a way that one might call offensive, depending on how you arrange them.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, there you go.
It's all in the arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
It could be arranged in a certain way that may be not suitable for work. Viewer discretion is advised.
Exactly.
Yeah. Rich has a word for it. It's up there. Of course, not spelled correctly, but good. And of course, Jamie showing us this in emoji again.
Exactly. Now, Jamie, the way you did it, it looks like that person should be taking a little blue pill. But of course, hey, you do your carrot however you want, Jamie.
Or
No
they
judgment.
could pop a Blue Chew, not a sponsor. That might help. Rich now spelling the word correctly, so you get partial credit. And Austin has a new favorite word.
Oh, that's quite what. Austin, please describe what that is in the chat, because
Yeah, let us know.
Austin, I'm too busy to cut and paste, man. I don't have time for that. So please,
nobody got time for that. Especially,
nobody got time for that.
spam messages about search phrases you should be looking up and stuff on Facebook.
Here we go. I have a pronunciation of that word. Are you ready?
Yes.
If it's a fart noise, you win. If it's a fart noise, you win.
Wait a minute. Maybe it's a technical issue. No, I cannot.
Oh, Matt, you tease, Matt.
Hippopotamonstrosis quipedaliophobia.
Oh, did you hear that?
Hippopotamonstrosis quipedaliophobia. Hippopotamonstrosis.
That's the remix.
Hippopotamonstrosis quipedaliophobia. Hippopotamonstrosis quipedaliophobia.
There you go, folks. Magic of the internet.
Oh, it's beautiful. Austin defining defenestration. It's the act of throwing someone out the window.
I defenestrated that person. I was on the 5th story and I defenestrated that person.
Darn
It's the
straight you did.
second longest word.
And that would be the
That's-
fear of long words.
The first law of that fear is never to say the word out loud.
That's right. And Rich, they do make medication for that, so you may want to see a doctor about that.
You guys know how like Santa Claus has a bunch of elves who make toys,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like they live in the North Pole and all that stuff. Why has there never been like an Easter bunny has employed a bunch of chickens? And where would they be located? This is
Hoboken, New Jersey.
Hope classic chicken spot with the Easter bunny.
I like to
Hoboken,
keep it
New
local
Jersey.
for a couple of the guests of the show. Hoboken, New Jersey.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
I've never really thought about that before, but Thanks for giving me an opportunity to explore that.
Well, it's a good sort of situation for him because they can go drinking to 3 a.m. It's a little bit of a later last call, not as late as the New York City last call, but 3 a.m. is definitely fine. And then they just go back to their suburban homes or suburban barns or whatnot.
Hey everyone, it is 1:30, and I have evening plans, so I gotta roll out of here.
Matt with the evening plans on Good Friday. Wow.
Nice.
Yep.
Have fun, Matt.
Thank you so much. Stay awesome, everybody.
Matt, one more thing before you go. Thank you once again for doing the show last night. You were phenomenal. And thank you, as always, for doing this show every Friday night. You are incredible there, too.
I look forward to this Friday time. It's gets me through the week. I'm almost at the VF Talks, so it is what it is. All right, peoples. I love you.
Take care,
all.
Matt. Have a happy and healthy Easter, my friend.
See you later.
Back at you. Bye, Paul.
All right, so let me go this to 2 over here.
Whenever somebody says I have evening plans,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it involves sexiness. You know what I mean? Because it's like, otherwise, why wouldn't you just say, like, I'm going to the movies? I'm going to dinner.
Well,
I have evening plans.
I have evening plans.
It feels like a classy way of being like,
Yeah, it's
you know.
It's like a little something going on there, right?
Oh, me and the missus, we have evening plans.
We have
if you know
evening
what I mean.
plans.
We
What
need
those
evening
plans are, that will cost you.
Yeah, none of your business.
That's right. Go.
That's-
Matt says, "Good night, everyone."
He heard me say like just filthy.
right.
Sorry, Matt. Again, I've spoken and didn't think about it.
That's right. Yeah, you see, the thing is, you have to get past the paywall to know exactly what those plans are.
Mm-hmm. The old Haas OnlyFans. Get it
Haas
now.
OnlyFans. That's right. Haas fans.
Awesome. He's got awesome fun things behind that paywall.
That's right. Pagans didn't do it, so the Christians didn't adopt it. Christmas was a pagan holiday, and the Easter Bunny was also pagan, pursuant to our friend from Indiana. And he's going to hang out at Hannah Montana Strip Club, now open 7 nights a week.
That is. So I'm with you. I get what you're saying, JV, because it's like Hannah Montana was a young character.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think they ever like did like, oh, here's an older version of Hannah Montana. So Hannah Montana night is 100% troubling. Yeah.
I
get
think
what
if
you're
you
saying.
also did a Golden Girls night, it would be troubling too. I mean, either you got to shoot for the middle.
Troubling because I'm getting turned on every place I turn.
Right.
At Golden
Right off the
Girls.
highway.
Right off the highway.
Yeah. Right off of 83. With plenty of ample parking and valet parking on Friday and Saturday nights.
Golden Girls night would be pretty
Yeah.
great. I'm sure somewhere they have that.
Yeah.
Anywho,
It's,
yeah.
I mean, it's a good time.
Yeah. I don't want to keep you, sir. I know.
No.
I don't. I mean, I don't.
my mind. So, truth be told,
Yeah.
and this is
Let's go there. Let's
yeah,
go there.
I'm still a bit groggy.
Okay.
Still a bit groggy from yesterday.
Got it.
And now Rich puts that comment up there, so I have to address that. Rose on a
What-
poll. Fine. Rose on poll.
So Rose was kind of the free spirited one, right? She was like always the one who was like, meeting a bunch of people.
Wasn't that
Which one
Blanche?
Was it Blanche? I don't. Oh boy. Oh boy. My Golden Girl knowledge is bad.
Well, ELO says it. Well. ELO on that topic, huh? You say goodbye, I say ELO. How you doing, man?
Hey, Dr. Ela. You're correct. Blanche. That was the one who was like always meeting guys. Then there was Dorothy. Sophia was the older sassy one. Well, they were all sassy. And then Rose was that was Betty White.
Yeah,
Got it.
That's right. R.I.P.
Got it.
JV's Green Lantern, Paul's Manhunter, and Matt is Daredevil.
Wait, who am I?
Well, I mean, let's go back up to the analogy again. JV's the Green Lantern, Paul
That's
is
a pretty
Manhunter, and Matt is Daredevil.
Ooh, I'm Martian Manhunter. I'll take it.
Wow. I'll take Green Lantern. Why not?
Green Lantern, man. That Austin, man, that's a get. Hold on to that one.
I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going
That's
to
a
hold
good
on
one.
to it yeah. I'm just going to keep it away from the rusty, anyhow. Yeah, because you don't want that getting, anyhow, moving right along. Yeah, I'm still groggy from yesterday. You know, infusion and all that stuff. Yeah, good times.
But you're feeling better? You're feeling
Yeah, I'm feeling better. Not 100% to be honest with you, but like you know, I'm able to have some sort of conversation.
Yeah, no, you're so far so good.
Thank you.
Knocking out of the park.
Donka donka. In fact, what I need to do real quick is I need to step away for 1 second, and I trust that you're not going to do anything bad to this show while I'm gone for a minute. But can I give you you got it. You got it, at least a minute or two.
A minute to your new material?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to give it over to you. I'll be right back.
Oh, hi, everybody. Welcome to just an opportunity where you and I get to know each other. Dr. Elo, I feel like we don't get enough time. Jamie, where's the time go? You're so busy making steaks and doing nothing, you know, on your days off. Or I think that's what you're saying. Jack Crap. Jamie, we don't have enough time. Dr. Elo, pleasure. Austin, oh, too much time there. I'm kidding. I love you, Austin. You're great. Rich vibes. It's hard, Rich, to say just Rich. Like, I feel like you're one of the few people where I have to combine the last name with the first. It's got to be Rich Vibes. It goes together. It's peanut butter and jelly. It's peanut butter and chocolate. It's peanut butter and honey. It's peanut butter and anything. Honestly, Rich, that's what you are. You put anything in peanut butter, it's delicious. Actually, question for the audience. What should you not put in peanut butter? Well, I feel like this is going to go bad. What should you not put in peanut butter? What combination would be bad? Please leave your comments in the chat. So it's the first thing that JV sees when he gets back. Oh boy. It's going to be quite a sight.
It's going to be some sight, all right.
Some sight.
Oh man. I know I see, and that was a problem. I knew it was going to be
A lot of Flargars.
JV isn't the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. He's a John Stewart Green Lantern. Paul, you're Manhunter because, well, yeah, right.
Jamie, you're right. You're right. That does not go well with peanut butter.
Nope.
The old peanut butter and meth combo. Not recommended.
Seen an episode of Intervention that had to revolve around that. It was awful.
Mm-hmm. You got your
Clark.
peanut butter and my meth. You got my meth and your peanut butter. Well, we'll call it even.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Let's call the whole thing off. So ridiculous.
Peanut butter and meth.
Not great.
Peanut butter and meth time. So that said, I was got a question. So as far as, of course, now we got all these peanut butter combinations now. There we go.
Dihydrogen monoxide. Dihydrogen monoxide. I don't know what that is. I don't think monoxide's good. That much I know. And 2 hydrogens, never good.
Especially when you pair it with oxygen.
Oh,
Mm.
you could drown.
Yeah, darn straight.
Darn straight.
Because it's just water. I had, so Life is Strange. Not to bring Tina into this, and Tina can't defend herself, but why not?
Mhm. Yes.
What is the next step for Life is Strange, and is there a new game of Life is Strange, and how does someone jump into the bandwagon when he's just been lurking all along?
Great question. Oh, you want to start playing Life is Strange?
Well, I've been playing a little bit, but certainly not to the level that Tina's been.
Oh,
She's played
that's
it,
cool.
what, 4,000 times?
Yeah, 4,000 times. Which one are you playing right now?
The True Colors.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So honestly, like, yeah, you can start and play it any place. Tina and I did the run through the first one and the third one, and next Saturday we're gonna do a run through of the DLC of True Colors, which should be fun. So, how are you enjoying it?
I love it because there are a lot of things about it as far as the different permutations of how you could take this down and those sort of decision points that has me addicted. It's just enthralling. I love it.
Yeah.
I loved watching Tina play it and you playing it, and then of course I
Oh my
picked it
gosh.
up. Yeah.
She's so insightful. Like, I love playing with her because I mean, you feel this might sound strange. You feel very safe playing with Tina because I feel like if I were wasting time or going down like avenues that wouldn't really be interesting, she's gonna kind of like lightly tell me like, oh, maybe try this or try that. You know what she is? She is like hanging out with a good improv partner that you
Yeah.
feel like they're gonna support you wherever you go. So she's been very helpful. And total side note, like for you,
hmm
I don't know. Have you checked out her page, Playing with Heart?
Yes. I subscribed. Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So that's really interesting. Like, she has lots of cool little versions of what can happen, which I've enjoyed because I don't want to play it a billion times, but I kind of want to know the other ways things could happen. So I enjoy watching that stuff.
So the other thing that Tina and I have in common is that she's a big proponent, I guess, follower of something I've talked about on the main show, in that of internal family systems. So parts therapy. So I would love to pick her brain on that, possibly on this show, talk about that, because she seems very insightful. Because on her main Ignitement, on her main channel, she does videos on that too, and I think she's just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. No, she's awesome and super thoughtful.
And if you're
So,
thinking that this is just a shameless plug for her to try to see if she'll do a guest host, it is a little bit. But that said, I am playing Life is Strange, and yeah, I do. I just all of that.
Oh, the old bait and switch. Talking about Life
There's
is Strange.
no bait and switch. It's
By the
all
way,
it's
want to host?
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey,
Huh?
how's it
Huh?
going?
You lure them in. You lure them in with Life is Strange, and you're like,
Yeah,
host.
that's right. Man alive.
So I'm curious. I just want to. I don't know. Maybe you already mentioned it. Is there a reason you kind of want to like bring in more guest hosts? Are you wanting to go on more vacations this summer, or like just kind of like mix it up a little bit and trying different things?
So that's a really good question, and I'm going to be very honest about it.
If you want to be, like, I'm not trying to pry or anything. I was just curious.
I've been an open book since I started this show in October of 20. I continue to be an open book now.
It's a good read.
What I'll say is this. I loved doing the summer shows last year, but I noticed that there were some weeks where I just didn't have material the entire week, and I felt bad about it. It was like I was doing one episode a week, and then maybe a VF Talks, but sometimes not. And I think it gives me a little more continuity on the channel. That's number one. Number two is I love all of you. And it would be great to have you jump on and talk about whatever you want to talk about, because I trust all of you.
Are
So
you
I
big into
think,
this?
yeah, and I think, I think that'd be great. I also look at it this way. Third point. Not that I have this written anywhere. I don't. This is going just freeform. There are some people that have been thinking about starting a live stream. One who, just figured out it's just water with the 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen. Anyhow, I think it would be an incredible place for them to do a pilot episode of their idea in a very safe place.
Oh.
Because I'd be,
Nice.
yeah. And then, of course, there's someone from, the corn portion of the world that has his channel, but he may want to do a serious topic. And his episode, and we know we're talking about Austin now. the topic he talked about bullying when we did the interview with him about bullying, it was a fantastic episode. I would love for him to do another episode, but as a guest host, because I think he could pull it off. I think he has the chops. One other person I have in mind who doesn't have a live stream right now, but should really have a pilot episode or at least a place to do it in a very free place. I think we know who that person is. Certain executive assistant of a certain person we both know and a lot of people know. I would love for her to do an episode on here. And
Rex, I hear you.
Rex,
Finally.
Absolutely. Without
Finally,
question.
Rex gets a shot. Finally,
This is the
Rex
time where
gets a shot.
Rex gets a shot, and Rex could be, voiced by anyone you know.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, JV. If one day I turn on your show and Rex is sitting right there, and you have the microphone underneath the table, and you're just like turning Rex as you're talking through the microphone, I'm there for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be there. That sounds like...
I've also probably stole most of the Late Show with Craig Ferguson then by with Jeff Jeff Peterson and yeah.
I'll dress up as a horse. I'll run through the background.
You'd be secretary. It'd be fantastic.
I'll be secretary in the background. Oh God, I miss that show. So good.
April says, take a clear wax crayon, write said naughty word, and then dye the egg.
April, you're a genius. Exactly.
She is a genius.
That's a great idea, April. More offensive eggs, please.
A Scribbles and Rex takeover stream.
So here's the thing. I would love to do. I have thought many a time, probably too often, about doing a live stream with the cats. But here's the problem with the cats. They move around too much. So
Unpredictable.
they are. So unless like I strap a GoPro on one, so it's like always on their head, it's impossible to get a good shot. Like even up here, like Scribbles is gone and she was like previously up there. It's very challenging. So
the other character I of yours that I really enjoy that I wish there were at least 5 or 6 more episodes of, and I can't recall the character's name, but that life coach that you were doing.
oh yeah, Turner Stone.
Yes, love it.
Oh hey, it's me, Turner Stone.
Right.
What's going on? You know what? Maybe I'll do the takeover as Turner Stone.
There it is. There it is.
Oh
But
hey,
then, yeah,
welcome to the show.
he can jump on for a second and jump. It's like, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, it'll be like a little Turner Stone corner. It'll be Paul Burke featuring Turner Stone.
Yeah.
Just thoughtful. Yeah. I love that. I miss doing Turner Stone. It's a fun character. It's very silly.
But you also know why every time you do a live stream, you take questions, and sometimes I ask you, where do we go from here? That's why.
Because he's... I love it.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Awesome.
I'm a fan. Strap
It's
a GoPro to the shadow. He's too beautiful and to be shown. He's too beautiful to be shown on stream. Strap a GoPro to shadow. That's Austin's comment.
It's true. I wish I could bring Shadow on stream. He was just here. Well, he's gone now.
You can't get good help these days. You really can't.
They don't linger any place too long. It's very challenging.
Or even lingering longer.
No, they don't.
No,
It's tragic.
linger longer.
So, well, that's cool, man. That sounds like 3 great reasons to kind of like bring in some guest hosting. I love it.
This gentleman, the Gilly Man, after an 11-mile run, no water, no music. How did the half marathon go, John? It went great. 2:54:19, Gilly. 2:54:19, and now in preparatory mode for Portland on October 2nd, full marathon. His race is strong near 11.
Wait, you're doing a full marathon?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
October 2nd?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In Portland. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's that. So you notice how everybody was talking about stakes and shares and stakes?
Yeah.
That's why I said shares and stakes after the marathon party in Portland.
Oh, that sentence makes far more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Far more sense.
Yeah, I'm so Oservis has me a little wacky right now
Yeah.
Like, I did register. I'm registered for the full marathon in Portland, October 2nd, and I'm starting to prep for it. And I'm going to run a half marathon as prep, as well as 5Ks and 10Ks, and I want to get that half marathon time down because 2:54:19 is not a terribly fast half marathon, but I at least finished under 3 hours, and I was very happy about that. So
Yeah. Wow. Good for you.
Thank
That's
you, man.
a marathon. A marathon's big. That's cool.
Austin asks, Paul, have you heard from Racer on her endeavors?
No, I haven't. I think they were going to talk to us when they hit 200 miles. So I think as of like a week ago, they were at 100. So yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely let you know. And I think Racer always lets us know in the Discord as well, like post a picture. So, but yeah, last
Thank
I
you,
heard,
Jamie.
100 miles.
Jamie says that rocks, JV. Thank you, Jamie.
Right?
Appreciate it.
Jamie, Jamie, 100%. It does rock. Like a marathon, that's amazing.
You know, so there's a certain person that's watching the show tonight who accompanied me to Cary for the half marathon. So I'll just throw April. Thank you again for getting me through the half marathon and getting me all that. But she gave me, and I've shown this on camera before, but she gave me this wonderful plaque of me at the finish line, 13-1, 69,217 feet.
Oh,
23.
wow.
Yeah, it was.
I have not seen that. That looks great.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I have that next to one of the orientation pictures back in 2014 at my job when I was 450 plus. So the two are next to each other, and it's just I looked at it and it's like, I can't believe I was that size knowing what I did on March 27th.
Wow.
And
Can I
April,
ask you-
once again, thank you for doing. You're incredible. I love you.
Can I ask? I'm going to ask a question, and if you don't want to answer it, totally
Sure.
understand. When you were that large,
Mm-hmm.
did you ever have a heart attack, or have they ever found any like history of you like having a minor heart attack or anything? I don't think you ever talked about that.
Well, this show does talk about anything and everything. So
Sorry, boy, I'm really asking some
No,
big
no, and
questions.
Paul, honestly,
Feel free to
bro,
ask questions about me.
no. Absolutely, I have no problem answering this. Not at all.
Okay, because I can answer questions too. Like, sure, yeah, I wish I was bigger. Absolutely. So I just want to.
No. It's fine. So I had a series of panic attacks.
Mm-hmm.
When I got into the upper fours, and I never had a heart attack per se. I was never diagnosed. Well, you had cardiac arrest or you have signs of heart damage or whatnot. Every EKG I'd taken, every MRI, every X-ray didn't show any damage, which I'm very fortunate for, because that's what killed my father. My dad died. My dad had 4 heart attacks. The 4th heart attack killed him.
4 heart attacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, he had a hell of a heart. Like that's
Blue collar
So,
worker,
last-
worked for the Bronx Whitestone Bridge. He was always blue collar. He had a very strong heart, but at the end, it killed him. Yeah, honest to God, killed him. So obviously that was, of my thought. But someone asked me the other day, well, do you think that the obesity might have caused, or at least proliferated, the multiple sclerosis and demyelination? And the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to think that maybe it did. Now, outside of the fact that in 1996, sophomore year of college, I ended up getting Epstein-Barr virus, otherwise mononucleosis, right?
okay.
And there has been a strong, last study done in Stanford University of like 3 months ago, showing high causation between EBV, mononucleosis, and multiple sclerosis.
Oh,
So
that's
I
interesting.
see that and say, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Even though the sort of demyelination didn't proliferate until 2010, 2011, it would stand to reason, right?
Has there ever been a link with weight and MS?
There have been some studies, not a strong causation. Not as like the EBV sort of thing, but definitely not putting me in any sort of great shape for anything, right? You talk about
Sure.
any sort of autoimmune disorder, any sort of chronic disorder, chronic disease. Well, it does put me in the candidate pool if I'm morbidly obese, especially a class 4 morbidly obese gentleman.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Being overweight never helps with anything. So.
No, I think the thing is the other story, which I've talked about before, is the fact that this is the third time I've lost weight. I lost the weight the first time in 2001, 2002. Got all the way down to about 15, 20 pounds north of where I am now.
Okay.
And then gained it all back. Plus 15, 20 pounds. So I go 425 to 185, 190. And then I go all the way to 440 by April of 2004, end of 2004. And throughout the 2000s, I had that weight up to 440, 445, 440 again. In 2010, the conversations say, hey, I have to lose the weight.
Hey, Rich, Austin, see you guys later.
Yeah,
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, Rich. And you have a great night. And Rich, I'll see you on Sunday for your show. And Austin says, all right, gents, I have to take a shower. Have a good night. Good night to everyone in chat as well. Take care, Austin. I'll get Gilly's comment real quick. 12.3 minute miles. Got to get a solid 60 minutes, 7.7 miles per hour or so. Good baseline for marathons. Work on the VO2 max. Add cold showers and sauna as well. Yeah, Gilly's talked about how he feels about Wim Hof, that sort of methodology as far as trying to... Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I'm trying to get there. So thank you for the advice, Gilly, for sure.
My VO2 max is trash. That I took that test once. Did I ever tell you that when I took that test?
No.
I took the VO2 test, and swear to God, no joke, when he got the results, like he looked at me concerned. He's like, have you seen a doctor? Because I had the VO2, and this was a couple years ago. So this was like right before COVID. And they said, hey, people who are very overweight and with like bad, breathing issues, they're the most susceptible. Like right before COVID hits, he's like, you have the VO2 of like a 65-year-old man. And I'm like, oh, that's not great. And then COVID hits, and they're like, it hits the elderly the hardest. And I'm like, oh no, this is horrible.
Yeah.
Not great. So, yeah, I got to work on that too.
Gilly's throwing these really great advice. Get an hour of under 7:55 minutes for a good baseline to 12:35. Won't cut in October. Gilly, truth be told, my goal in October was is the same goal as I had in March. I just want to finish Portland. I finish Portland, I get a personal best of something that could easily be beaten in 2023. That's the goal. Now, that said, if I can get that time down to a better per mile or a pace per mile sort of speed, obviously I want to get there. But 7:55, I could tell you right now, will probably not happen unless I get surgery. I just have a lot of extra skin.
Yeah, that would make. Does that make it? That makes it uncomfortable to run.
Very
right?
uncomfortable.
I would
Extremely
imagine.
uncomfortable.
Wow. How much is a surgery? I'm like for extra skin surgery. Have you like priced that out?
I haven't. I've had a couple of consults. I haven't gotten a price on it yet. And the other thing is, insurance won't take care of it because I am not obese. So they will take care of it if you're obese, because they say, okay, it's a thing that we can obviously, throw money into. But when you're not obese, they won't do it.
Wait, I want to walk through this correctly.
Yes, please.
So, when you're obese, if you had extra skin, they'd remove it for you.
Yeah.
But when you're obese and you lose all the weight, and then your body has the extra skin because you lost all the weight, insurance won't pay for it because you're no longer obese. And that's the reason you have the extra skin, is because you are no longer obese.
Yeah. And I think that goes that, yeah, well, they couple that with bariatric surgery, believe it or not.
Okay.
So if you want bariatric surgery and you have a BMI of 27, 28, and not obese is 30 and
Yeah.
above, they're not going to pay for the bariatric surgery because they
Got it.
think you're in the ballpark. But then they also think that your skin will write itself out.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the cusp. It is so backwards. It is so backwards. I just wish they would help me, because if they
That's
could help
crazy.
me, and I have, the funny thing is, Paul, I have a PCP who happens, her proficiency, her specialty is bariatric medicine. So all it would be is for my insurance carrier to say, okay, you know what, we're going to cover it, and then
Yeah.
I got in.
Yeah, because if you could remove the skin, you're more prone to keep running because
straight.
then it's comfortable. And if it's comfortable, you're going to do it more often. If you do it more often, you're going to stay fit. And if you stay fit, you're not going to need insurance. It's
Spot on.
it's
Spot on,
so
Paul.
crazy. The whole system's crazy.
Have a happy and healthy Easter on your. Have a great night. Take care of yourself.
And Jamie, that's a great point. They are a bunch of wieners. And JV, I suggest you write a letter that says, "Dear wieners,
Dear wieners.
this is what I need."
Yeah. I need you to not be a wiener. And help me out here.
Good night, Adar. Happy Easter to you, sir.
Yeah, so,
I hope the Hoboken Easter Bunny visits you.
that's right. The Hoboken Bunny needs to make a visit. Jamie says, but no one makes money that way. You're right, Jamie, unfortunately. And then Gilly says, well, in a way, I'm in the same boat as you. My first 200-mile race, 84 hours, only 2 people in history have finished. My first year as well be going every year. Blood Route in Vermont, Spartan. Oh my God, that race? My God, Gilly, you're incredible, dude. You're incredible. The Blood Route
Route's
in Vermont, Spartan Ultra. Yeah.
Bloodroot's a badass name. Is that a city? Is that a place?
It's a ultra Spartan race in Vermont. So Blood Route, is it Blood Route Vermont? Jamie might know this better than I.
If there's a place called Bloodroot, Vermont.
There's Blood Route Farm in Vermont. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, it's the Valhalla for Spartans. Yeah.
For Spartans. I love that.
He's
Valhalla for Spartans.
he's the definite ultra marathoner of this group.
That's wild. That's cool.
Jamie wants to run a Spartan race one day. Yeah, so do I. Truth be told, but like
I think
one
my
of those.
brother's done it. He likes this. He likes that stuff.
No one is allowed to train there. It's equal for all, so it's basically closed off, and you have no idea what they're going to be throwing at you.
Nice.
Sort of like the Hunger Games, but without the death. Well, maybe with the who the heck knows? Gilly, you would know. Let us know in the comments. Yeah, I think about things like I think about the Spartan races. I think about the Tough Mudder. I think about, and yeah, I could absolutely be interested in running one of those. But like, I just want to get some more races underneath my belt of the normal variety before I say, okay, Tough Mudder, Spartan. It's on the list, but I have I have a goal. I want to get a 5K, a 10K, a half, and a whole done in this year. And I got the 5 and done. I got the half done. Now all that stands between me and that is a 10 and the whole.
That's good.
Full marathon.
So I will say this: Did you pick Portland because? So I know. So Kira, she's a marathon runner.
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of learned a lot about marathon culture. Did you pick Portland? Well, one of the reasons is there like a lot of downhill? Is there a lot of uphill? Do you know the course layout? Because if you ever want an easier course, one thing that the marathoners always come to Sacramento, because there's one in November. I believe it's beginning of November, and it is the one people love because it's a lot of downhill, and they can use that time to like get into Boston, or they can use that time to get into like New York. And it's one that's very popular because it's so runner friendly. So if you're ever looking for a easier one,
three reasons why Portland resonated. One is definitely the hill situation and the scenery.
Cool.
The second thing is, unless I have major money or a volunteer circle, I won't be able to qualify for New York City. And you have to get into 8 races in the New York City circuit before you qualify for New York City.
Yeah.
And like, but truth be told, at some point I want to run New York City because my cousins run 7 New York City marathons. So like, I would love to run one with my cousin Ian without question. So reason one is proximity and ease for me to enter would be why Portland. But the second reason is I have friends in the area. Friends we both know. I have friends on the West Coast that live in that general area. Would love to do something in the backyard, so to speak.
Nice.
But I guess the third thing is I think about it goes back to this, doesn't it? I think about the 5 days I spent before Vid Summit last year. And I think about how much of an incredible time I had in Portland and Vancouver. And like, if there's anything I can do to pay homage to what an incredible area it is, I want to run the marathon. And that's the reason.
You liked it a lot out here.
Loved it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. A lot of pluses. A lot of pluses.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, that's the reason. And also with the hard, I'm fortunate. I'm thankful I never did, given what my dad suffered and whatnot. My diabetes runs in the family. I'm fortunate I don't have that. My glucose got read yesterday in the infusion. It was in the 90s. Perfect. I mean, like, I'm very fortunate right now. But I know that I have to stay on top of this now. This is my third and final chance because I truly think if it goes back the other way, it will, honest to God, kill me. I don't mean I don't make a fun and frivolity show into a somber note for a second, but that's the God's honest truth.
Yeah. Like your body can only do it so often. And
That's correct.
This is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That's a good way to look at it too. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like a lot of times, I know I do this. I'll be like, well, I'll get to it tomorrow, or like, oh, there's always tomorrow, or yeah, the future, I'll deal with it. But sometimes just being really clear with yourself, like, nope, I'm going to die if I don't, is a nice sobering thought.
One of the things I have up on this board, I have adages. One of the things it says is there is no alternative. And literally, one of the reasons why there is no alternative is if I go back the other way and wait, it's going to kill me.
Yeah. And that you've been doing better longer than you ever have, right? Like this round, you've been just kicking its ass.
Yeah,
successfully.
It took me 3 years to get over here, but yeah, this and that's why maintaining it. And like even then, when I start, lifting weights and stuff and started the strength training, I noticed I've been up a little bit in the weight, and that's like I gotta bring it back a bit. But I'm staying on top of it. I'm still tracking food every day, every single day.
Nice. That's smart. Just kind of that check-in, that constant, and it's a nice reminder that food is just fuel. Which if you're writing that down, and it's easy to let go of and be like, oh, it's just here for my joy. But if you're like, nope, it's just fuel, and you're constantly writing it down and reminding yourself, then yeah.
You talk about people who inspire us as far as live streamers and YouTubers. Mark Lewis. Mark Lewis is an incredibly great YouTuber. He runs a channel where he calls his show Above Average, and he used to be an obese person himself, and now he runs and he does triathlons and stuff like that, and he is funny. He is hilarious. Would love to have him on the show at some point to talk to him, because he's got many people who watch him for his fitness stuff, but he is like he's got it, and he understands the battle, but he stays on top of it, left, right, and sideways. He'll tell you at the end of the day that the calorie counting shouldn't matter, but it does matter, especially when you're training for the sort of runs that he does and the sort of tough mudders and Spartan races that he does, and also the long races. Yeah. So if you ever want a good laugh, but you also want good advice, Mark Lewis, Above Average, fantastic. Not a sponsor.
Oh, okay, Mark Lewis. Here we go.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, thank you. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Wow, good for him.
He did an episode when he did the 4x4x4.
Okay.
So 4 miles a day, every 4 hours, or 4x4x48 rather, 4x4x48. So 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours.
So that works out to 48.
So 12 runs.
Okay, yeah.
12 runs.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow, 48 miles. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he talked about the nutritional concerns, but he also talked about how he brought his partner and his dogs on some of the runs and his kid. It's just really great guy. Definitely recommend him for sure.
Wait, so he stayed. Well, I guess you could take naps in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's wild.
He would put on a compression suit for his legs, so it didn't bother his legs as much, but it still hit him in the middle of no spoiler alert. So watch it definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ran the 4x4x48, the David Goggins challenge. That David Goggins, did this, lured a lot of people to do it, and Mark Lewis was one of them, and he live streamed it, or not live streamed. He did a series of videos on it, or one video rather.
It's so. I think it's really interesting, like when we slap the idea of a challenge onto something. That suddenly it holds more value.
Yeah.
Like whether it's like a TikTok thing, because if you just, sometimes you're like, oh, it's a TikTok challenge. If you just take away the challenge, you're like, oh, it's something on TikTok. You're like, that sounds really stupid. But if you're like, it's a challenge, all of a sudden, suddenly you like respect it more. And the idea of like, hey, you're going to run 4 miles every 4 hours. In my mind, I'm like, well, that's really stupid. But it's like, it's a challenge. And I'm like, now it matters.
Well, yeah. And certainly your pace time might be really good where you have it down to a 7-minute pace or a 6-minute pace. So it'll only run you 24 to 32 minutes for every 4-mile run. But that adds up. And every 4 hours, you're back on running again.
Yeah, exactly. That's like what Jamie just said. Poor parking? No. The poor parking challenge? Sign me up.
Right.
Like the word challenge. I've never thought about this before. I love just doing this live with you because it's like, oh, these weird thoughts pop in my head. The idea of challenge is like instant respect or more like respect for something. I don't know. It's interesting.
Paul, I mean, let's talk about how we met. Something called Lita.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Another challenge.
That's a challenge. Live every day in August. It's a challenge.
Humans love a challenge, baby. It's just like, yeah, that's real interesting. People love a challenge.
Yeah. So, I mean, we always joke about, oh, well, you want to do Lita. Why don't you do live every day in 2022? Well, okay, now you're just bastardizing it. But
yeah,
31 days, though. 31 days, 1 month, August. You do it every single day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it takes. But
yeah,
just a theme,
quick little pop on.
Yeah. Gilly's strategy for the park challenge is location, location, location. The parking challenge is definitely reliant on location, location, location. No double parking, you get disqualified.
That's funny. I don't know if there is a bad parking challenge, but that 100% sounds like a thing on TikTok, Jamie.
Can I spread the car across 4 different parking lots in that mall parking lot over there and piss like 103 people off?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some bad park jobs. There's like bad parking, and then there's like ego parking. Like bad parking that is so bad, you're like, that is clearly purposeful, and they're trying to communicate a message. And I think depending on the car, they're really trying to say like, look at me, or my life is a wreck, or like it really matters on what that car is.
Just shoot me now. That sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
One thing I really wanted to bring up real quick, and I thought I brought it up, and then I realized I didn't. It's, Jamie said that's awesome that April went. Yeah, I'm very thankful that April went with me to Cary for the half marathon. And again, April, if you're watching this, thank you once again for all you've done, and I love you dearly. Thank you. Yeah, to do something like a half marathon with someone and someone supporting you, and basically, you don't, because you're, especially when you're going to do something for the first time, like run a half marathon, your mind's not completely there, and to have someone that's basically, telling you got this, and I couldn't. I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful and blessed. So
That's cool. That's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, Paul, I will come up with the particular days that I'll be doing guest spots come the summer
That
season,
sounds great.
which will be after
Yeah.
Memorial Day. But I'll let you know.
That sounds great, man. Thanks for having this today. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't mind these shows every now and then get a little real. I think about the conversation we have today. I think about the time where Sarah Steele popped on way early in the run of VF Talks. And that was the day I told her that the divorce was final. And then, of all people, a friend of mine from college popped on. It was the strangest VF Talks, if you ever get a chance. It's the first... I think it was 11/6/2020. If you go watch, I keep everything. So that's the episode where that took place. But I really enjoy these conversations because it truly is a conversation about anything and everything. And we can be really, really funny and really, really crass, as we were earlier. And then we can get really, really real. And that's the beauty of this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes everywhere. It's great.
Paul, you mentioned something before we put a giant bow on this. How about you and your health? Have you run into that issue? Where do you stand with that right now?
Not great.
Okay.
Totally honestly, not great. So just I feel like I have been hearing and reading more, I guess, about people having heart attacks and people having strokes, and it's really started to bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Just full being super candid. Yeah, and my weight is probably, well, it is the worst it's ever been. So that's a thing. And I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of energy, but I don't have a lot of production. Does that make sense? I feel like,
yeah.
I know personally, if I dropped, my goal is to drop, what am I? My goal would be to drop 130 pounds.
Okay.
So not a goal by next week, not a goal by next month. It's an investment. It's a lifestyle change. But I know if I did that, I would be so dramatically different, just in appearance, yes, but I just, in terms of productivity, because I just feel I'm just kind of reaching that point where it's everything is just by the afternoon, I'm just I don't have the energy. I want to do more. My brain is firing, but my body is we're tapping out, brother.
Right.
Take a nap. So anyways, that's where I'm at. So, I'll sort it. I'll sort it out.
Do you have a doctor?
I do have a doctor.
Okay, so you have a primary care physician.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you had your levels checked?
It's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm due, but I couldn't tell you when it was. So
okay.
So I'll say this. Last time I went in, I was like, "Hey, doc, I got an issue. My chest is really hurting me." And we're like, "That's not good. This is problematic." But in my heart, I was like, I think this is a mix of anxiety and something else, which ultimately turned out to be, spoiler alert, I'm going to ruin the story. I can't tell a good story. It turns out to be, they think it's arthritis of the chest. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Didn't know that's a thing, but it's a weird sensation.
Especially if you couple that with a panic attack.
Yeah. Yeah. Because my doctor said, okay, let's go put you under a stress test, get your heart tested and everything. And I went and got my heart tested, and all my levels are fine. So I don't have diabetes.
Mhm.
And they tested me in my heart, and he's like, "No, your heart's totally fine." And that's the thing. Like, I probably can't start. I probably won't be able to say this for much longer, but when I like commit to losing weight, like it comes off pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because I think my body, I mean, I think everybody's body is like, hey, we kind of know what's normal and your weight isn't. So let's get rid of that stuff.
That was certainly the case with me too.
Yeah. So I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I can't say it's easy to turn that switch forever. I just need to turn that switch and be like, hey, if I don't, I die. You know what I mean? Kind of
Jamie
like very
says,
much.
yeah, there's
same
nothing
way.
wrong with making changes, Paul. You got this. And I agree. You do have this for sure.
Yeah, thank you. I don't talk very much about it, but yes, I definitely will need to make changes, and I will make changes because it has to happen, or VF Talks will be down to 2.
Well, yeah. And honestly, I mean, do I really want a co-host that's in jail right now in that of Austin? Austin's allowed to pop on every time his warden's allowed to bring him on, but like, you know, then I have to make payments through
That's
the
true.
warden. It's ugly. What I was going to say is the thing I tell people about weight loss is that the first place you need to go with respect to weight loss
Mm-hmm.
is up here.
Yeah.
You have to.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So your therapy, if you're going to therapy, great, awesome. It's religious for me every Friday. I therapy has been a godsend for me. But to work that and figure out what's exactly, because more times than not, we'll look to the things that we are addicted to, or that we have a basically a compulsion sort of behavior towards, and basically gravitate to that instead of taking care of ourselves.
Yeah. No, sorry. I was just agreeing with you.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
agreed with you far louder than I should have.
That's right.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But, you know, working through that and being very open and honest and transparent with yourself, if you get clear that first step, that's huge. But second of all, you're keeping a log, not only of what you're eating, that's obviously what we do in diets, but you're taking a log of your journal, you're taking care of yourself, and you're being open, honest, and adamant. That's therapy, that's meditation, that's journaling. Those three, the qualitative things, are very important in any diet you take up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that journaling is a great addition. That's a smart idea. I should start doing that.
There are a lot of great services out there as far as journaling. I use something called Day One, which is fantastic.
nice.
Yeah, it's an app, but it's connected, so you can use the web page for Day One, but also there's an app you can use your phone, your tablet, whatever, to put journal entries in. And I've made journal entries for the last 950, nearly 1,000 days.
That's cool. Day One. Yeah, I'll look into that.
Yeah.
So,
But what's good about Day One as well is it's not the only one out there, but a lot of these have prompts. You can use the prompts that come with Day One, or you can work with, if you're going to see a therapist, your therapist will give you prompts all the time. I know my therapist gives me prompts left, right, and sideways. I'm very thankful of that. But it gives me something to think about when, you know, I'm sitting at a Starbucks drinking a 6-shot iced Americano. Anyhow, moving on. Things I could think about as far as, it's important.
yeah. So that's kind of...
And now Jamie's putting a challenge on it.
now, Jamie, I care.
Diet, journaling, and
Weight
exercise
loss.
challenge.
Jamie, I only kind of half cared about this conversation, but now the word challenging, I'm all in.
All in.
Tomorrow. That 130 is gone by tomorrow.
Well,
See you guys then. It's gonna look
if it drops off 130, well, oof.
It means I found some railroad tracks.
Oof. This got macabre really quickly, didn't it?
Ooh. I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
No, I joke. I kid. I joke.
I joke.
We remind everybody who's a viewer of this show and the main show that please can seek a doctor or a therapist or your support group and embarking any. And let me just bring up the thing.
Yeah, don't seek railroad tracks. Full stop.
Right.
Don't.
I'll just say
Yeah.
it before,
No, 100%. I was making a joke. And not,
We remind you to please consult your doctor, your mental health professional, your outreach group, your sponsor, or specialist before adopting any change to your dietary, physical, and/or mental health regime. Okay? I got that in.
ditto.
Yeah.
Before you listen to my advice.
We know what moves you: cats and challenges.
Cats and challenges. That's true. Two things. CC.
If you throw in an ultra tough mutter, then you got Gilly in it too. And then Gilly says, "Paul, you're so creative. If anyone can create a new you, it's you, dude." And
Oh, that's wow. Thanks, man. That's really nice.
you have a lot of people here, Paul, that love you, and I included. I
Yeah.
absolutely love you. And one of the reasons why I didn't want to end this episode without going back to you, because you kind of hinted at it before when we were talking about me, and I know I had to ask you. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that,
Oh.
and I appreciate you
thanks for
very
asking.
much so.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. So, but yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys. I'll let you know what's happening, and I've even thought about maybe doing some more kind of like vlogs of just kind of like going for walks. Not like that's going to be an interesting vlog, but like try to like talk about the journey of this, because it's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna have some highs and lows, 100%.
The vlogs that you were doing when you're walking around in Sacramento, or the Rosemont, was it Rosemont? What's the name of the town?
Roseville.
Roseville. I was close.
Yep.
Roseville.
Yeah, you were.
I mean, those sort of like person on the street, and this is the club that I work at now, and this is this, and this is. I love that stuff. It's great because it's like we get to. It's sort of voyeurist a little bit, but you're funny.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have funny and witty repertoire to everything. But
Thanks, man.
yeah, if
That's
there's
nice.
anyone that could pull off a vlog about anything, including taking a walk would be fantastic. I subscribe to that tomorrow without question.
Let's go for a walk, guys. Yeah, and there's a lot of nice. Honestly, there's a lot of nice trails around here. So, and it's rattlesnake season. So let's go get bit together,
boy.
guys.
It went back to macabre, didn't it?
Let's go for a walk, get bit, and see if 911 works out on the hills. Yep, keeping it positive. That's me.
Like, comment, subscribe, buy me a rattlesnake.
Give me rattlesnake poison, or not poison. Give me rattlesnake
Right. Anti-venom, right?
Anti-venom. Thank you.
Man,
Or buy me the venom, and I'll take a little bit every day,
buy me a venom.
and and I'll become immune to it. That's
Right.
science.
That
That's
is
not
science.
true. Don't do that.
No,
Anybody?
no, we're not doctors. We're not even lawyers.
No.
Jamie says, "Oh my God, the rattlesnake poison challenge."
Jamie, you're the worst. You're trouble, Jamie. You're trouble.
You do that while poison's playing in the background. So now you got the Matt Haas audience now, because it's 80s hair bands and it's fantastic. Wow, Washington Cats, give me the keys.
Hey, everybody, welcome to my TikTok. It's the RP Challenge, Rattlesnake Poison. You know it. You love it. Hit that sub button, baby.
That's right. Boom.
Boom. And I do a follow-up with me in the hospital. Hey, it's my one night stay at the hospital challenge.
There's an IV bag hooked up.
It's my IV bag challenge.
What up, yo?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh God.
Good stuff.
Oh well, I whatever you end up doing, needless to say, if you ever want to, you want to ask a couple, my opinion, or you want to bounce a few ideas, whatever you want to do, I'm here.
Thanks,
You're-
man. I appreciate
As Gilly
it. I
said,
appreciate
you
it.
are an incredibly creative dude, and you can pull this off. You're absolutely capable.
I appreciate the chat. I mean, I appreciate you. Like, thanks, guys. That's really nice of you.
And whatever your plans are for this holiday weekend, I hope you have a wonderful and happy and healthy holiday.
You too. Thanks, man. This was fun.
Are you, when's your next live? Throw a couple plugs while we're at it. Come on.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can go check out my channel. It's full of silliness and hopefully things that make you laugh. That's my goal. I think I'll be going live later tonight because, yeah, I got nothing going on this weekend. Like, oh, you know what? There's a Big Sack anime, a Big Sack anime Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm thinking about going there and maybe like live streaming, just walking around because they have like a really good art section. There's like 30 different artists, like the artist gallery. I thought it'd be very fun to kind of go around and check out artists, and then also just kind of hold up their business cards. So if anybody wants to order stuff from them, they can go to their website. So
it would definitely, you're promoting the neighborhood, you're promoting local vendors, and you also you're doing something you're really good at. You're great at just being, this, like, I go back to the whole thing you were doing. You do it really well. And quite frankly, you do everything really well. But I mean, I definitely watch that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so maybe I'll go there. I don't know, but I'll probably be live streaming later tonight. So long story short, later tonight. And
Gelly reminds us that, take a little rattlesnake poison every day. That's science. That's science. So. And Jamie's wishing you a happy Easter, and everyone, good night to y'all. And Gelly, a happy Easter to you and yours too. So, Paul, thank you very much. If you're doing a live stream later, I'll be watching for sure because I don't have any plans tonight either. So there you go. You and me both, brother. Cool. All right. Love you, bro. I'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. See you later. Bye. Do you want me? There you go. Got it. I was going to do the whole thing I do with the thing. I'm going to bring this back up over here. There we go. Paul Burke, Matt Haas, all of you. I look forward to Fridays for good reason. You guys are amazing, and I love doing this show. And we do talk about anything and everything on this program. It can be really funny, it can be really serious, but you know what? It's all coming from the heart, and it is always a good time. So that said, let's talk about what we're talking about next week, in the sense that we're going to do some reflection topics next week. We're going to talk about, what do we want in this life? And Tuesday, we're going to spend time about figuring out what you actually want in this life, and also trying to resist the temptation of the internal mindset saying, oh, you really shouldn't do that, when quite frankly, there isn't any reason why you shouldn't not do that. So there's every reason why you should, rather, not to use a double negative. But yeah, Tuesday's episode is about that. And then Thursday, we're actually going to go talk about therapy again. But we're going to talk about the importance of the different kinds of talk therapy that are out there. Because a lot of the therapy that I do, especially in that of internal family systems, is indeed talk therapy. So we're going to go down that road and talk about why talking about our issues, talking about what the sort of issues that come up in our minds, but also the things that we deal with in our environment, but with ourselves, is very important. So we'll talk about that on Thursday. And then 1 week from tonight, we'll do what we do every Friday night. We'll have an RVF Talks. So the Tuesday, Thursday episodes of the Venture Forward will be 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Next Friday, VF Talks, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. But until then, I'm going to say the same thing I say to you after every Venture Forward and VF Talks. Stay safe, stay sane, stay strong, stay sober. You're worth it. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a happy and healthy holiday. And we'll see you Tuesday night for the next episode of the Venture Forward. Have a wonderful weekend. I love you all, and fly, be free.
Heading to Vegas in my blue striped car. She's riding shotgun and she looks like a star. Yeah, she's got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. Gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my sky is blue, I got the sun in my eyes. It can't get better than when she makes that smile. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She's turning up the volume on the radio. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. I'm gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart.